My question is go back to the answer you were given before about jobs, bringing jobs to Rhode Island. What I see for many years, those jobs come to Rhode Island. But unfortunately, they don't get to people in Rhode Island. Companies who come to do this big project, most of the time come from Massachusetts, from other communities, not for companies from Rhode Island. Then that money not coming to us, unfortunately. Those money going to other communities. Is anything that you can do to prevent the state, the city, give those jobs to companies out of the state? If it's possible, we can try to buy here first and make sure the company in Rhode Island have the opportunity to get those projects. And I want to ask you something else. When Carolina asked if President get impeached, I hear so many people saying they're more afraid of the vice president than they are to Donald Trump. And I just want to know what is that is true. Thank you.
Well, let me answer the last question first. I think people are afraid of Vice President Pence. He has been politically very tight with the Koch brothers and their right-wing political operation for a long, long, long time. And he is a wildly conservative person. And he's made some pretty tough decisions back when he was governor. In fact, his popularity was so low from his decisions that he wasn't going to be able to be reelected until Donald Trump salvaged him and made him the vice president. So because he was so unpopular at home, because nobody really voted for him in this past election, I think he'll be easy to beat. Because his connections to the Koch brothers are so close, he'll be easy to box in. And I don't think he has Trump's reckless rashness. I think if Pence is president, he's very unlikely to send bombers someplace or send a missile someplace because he thinks that that's a clever idea. And it's in that bombers and missiles part of the president's portfolio that Congress really doesn't do much and courts don't do much. When the president puts on his hat as the commander-in-chief, the checks and balances fall away. So I think that for a lot of reasons, Pence would be less dangerous, easy to deal with, and easier to defeat in 2020. So I'm okay with that, but I understand it's not going to be a bed of roses just when we get rid of Trump. That doesn't make everything, it's not morning in America then. So on the other question, it's really, really hard from Congress to try to change the way federal agencies distribute money or to pick favorites. So what we've done, I think most effectively, particularly with the big contracts down at Quonset, which employ thousands of people in Rhode Island, is to make sure that we have in place the training program, and Governor Raimondo has been terrific about this, so that when, for instance, Electric Boat wants to hire, we make sure that we have people who are, whether they're high school people or college people, that they're being trained up to Electric Boat standards, and they're ready to move right in a pipeline and take those jobs, rather than have Electric Boat look around and say, okay, I need welders, there's a guy up in New Hampshire who's good, let's bring him down. We want somebody sitting there from Rhode Island saying, no, I'm trained just as well as that person in New Hampshire, and I want this job. That has worked. It's worked to push some of the contracts that have gone to the road builders to make sure that that is done. You have to kind of do it informally because they are federal purchasing requirements that you can't fiddle around with. And once you identify a locality, then you get blamed for having an earmark. Now, I want earmarks back, but while we can't do them, that's also a hindrance. So we have to push for Rhode Island employment in federally funded projects almost informally, and by working with the people in charge to assure that they understand that if we're going to keep funding this, they've got to do their job and make sure that this is a Rhode Island benefit, not just a benefit to the whole region. But it's hard to do because there's no clear legal path.